Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have some temporary replacements for SkyUI. We've seen a lot of people say they're waiting on SkyUI before they start a modded playthrough of the Special Edition. And we can definitely see why. It offers a lot of vital improvements to the interface as well as the ability to create mod menus. As a PC player, both of these features are borderline essential. However, SkyUI relies on SKSE and that's most likely still a few months away. In the meantime, we've found a few mods that you can use in its place. They don't offer the full spectrum of features as you can probably imagine, but it might just be enough for you to start a playthrough. First, you have two options for a general UI facelift, SkyUI 2.2 and the QTInventory mod. SkyUI 2.2 is the latest version that doesn't heavily rely on SKSE, and despite being a few years old, it can still offer some key improvements to the interface. It overhauls the main inventory and magic menus as well as the menus for containers and bartering. It's actually surprisingly similar to the latest version of SkyUI in terms of its design. Apart from using old school icons and missing a few extra categories, it still looks and feels very familiar. In terms of functionality, you can enjoy sorting your items by name, equip status and stolen status. You can also quickly sort and view your items by weight, value and a weight to value ratio. Unfortunately, the searching system doesn't work as it relies on SKSE, but it won't crash or cause you any issues if you accidentally try and type into it, it'll just simply not work. And of course, the mod only affects the areas I mentioned earlier, so the crafting menus, the favoriting system and map searching aren't included. This can be a bit jarring if you quickly jump between the new and old menus, and it's definitely something to keep in mind. Another downside is that you'll have to deal with annoying SKSE warning pop-up. It stays in the background and won't directly affect any functionality, but it can be annoying to look at. All in all, probably the biggest draw for SkyUI 2.2 is just how familiar it feels to the interface we've grown accustomed to. Trying to play with a vanilla UI after all these years might be too much of a leap backwards for some players, but SkyUI 2.2 might take you a step in the right direction. The other option you have is the QTInventory mod. This overhauls the main inventory menus, including containers and bartering, as well as the crafting menus. The mod offers a somewhat less stylish overhaul of the vanilla interface. Similar to SkyUI, it's more suited to a mouse and keyboard, and allows you to see a whole lot more on your screen at once. You can view and sort your items by their stats, including armor and damage, as well as by weight and value. You can also quickly navigate the menu by either tapping on the keyboard or by selecting the categories along the top of your screen. The main advantage to using the QTInventory over SkyUI would be that it also affects the crafting menus. However, it doesn't touch the magic menu, which again can be very jarring if you jump between the two menus with vastly different styles. The QTInventory also supports ultra widescreen resolutions, which will be a must-have for some players. Regardless of which one you choose, you'll have to deal with some downsides. Neither are full complete overhauls, but they can still offer some vital improvements while we wait for an updated SkyUI. You can also fill in the gaps and add an extra bit of flair to your interface with a couple of other mods. One we highly recommend is the Categorized Favorites menu. This was an extremely popular mod in the early days of Skyrim modding, and it doesn't need to be updated to work in the Special Edition. It offers increased functionality and customization in the Favorites menu, allowing you to quickly sort your favourite items by category. By default, it's a great mod, but its true potential is unlocked through its customization features. You can download presets and use the favorites menu for specific playstyles or to replace entire menus. For example, if you were playing an assassin, you could set it up to quickly view your poisons, one-handed weapons and other gadgets you need to kill your enemies. But if you're a mage, you can set it up to cover all the magical trees as you can see here. You can also add categories for your scrolls and potions if you're playing an alchemist. If you combine the Mage Favorites preset with the QTInventory mod, you can essentially avoid the untouched magic menu, and only go into it when you need to add spells to your favourites. So depending on how you mix and match these mods together, you can almost reach a full UI overhaul. And then finally, as an extra finishing touch, you might also want to add a font mod. The one we recommend the most is Sovngarde. This handcrafted font was designed specifically for Skyrim, taking the game's themes and overall design into account. It steps away from the overly clean font used in vanilla and offers something more in line with the other Elder Scrolls games, but with its own unique edge. It also adds some extra finishing touches. For example, instead of normal brackets, it uses one styled in the Daedric theme. On top of that, it supports a bunch of languages and is available for both the original game and the Special Edition. It's the font we've been using recently in our videos and it's probably our favourite in-game font. And those are a few ways you can spice up your interface while we wait for SKSE and SkyUI. As you might have noticed, our game looks a bit different, and that's because we're working on our mod list for the Special Edition, which we'll share in an upcoming video. Until then, be sure to leave endorsements, comments and any other support for mod authors. You can find everything you need down below, be sure to check out g2a.com, and thanks for watching.